What's up? Yo. Hey, gang. What is crack-a-lackin'? Alright. Seattle just got a hockey team and they did the draft yesterday. They're called the Kraken. And they have shirts that say Crackhead. I just gotta say, that is the dumbest shit. I'm sorry. I'm excited that we got a hockey team because I'm from Detroit. Go Wings. But at the same time, like, seriously, Seattle. I would strongly recommend that they reconfigure that branding message. It doesn't, I don't think, really shine a positive light on our city, especially with all the current state of affairs. So, side note, what's everybody been doing? It's Thursday. I got a lovely visit from one of my good buddies who I haven't seen in a while today. She lives down in Palm Springs and comes back to Seattle when the sun comes out. So I got to hang with her, and we were gonna go for a bike ride, but my bike is broken, so that pissed me off. Just being with it, rolling with it, just going with the flow, man. You just ride the wave. So now I gotta take my bike over to the bike shop. My guy's over there in the window. How you doing, buddy? You just hanging? You just hanging. He was looking at the train. The train just drove by. Every time the train goes by, he hops in the window. All right, you guys. What wants to come through for today, Thursday? How's everybody else's energy? There is a full moon tomorrow. Tomorrow, Saturday-ish. I don't know when exactly that happens, but let's see. Crown chakra, dynamic, remembrance. What is this? All right, I got this. This card was kind of popping out a little bit. All right, you guys, here's the deal. You don't use the past to navigate the future, in a sense that you don't use the past to create your future, but there is a sense our soul has memory. So the soul has a memory of everything that we have gone through, literally in the soul and in the body, and it provides us with valuable information and tools to support us, to allow to flow gracefully in this life, within and in this life. So there's something that is sort of coming to you around your connection to a higher vibrational frequency, in alignment to a source. You're starting to wake up to, there's an awakening that's happening related to remembering that this is really just a point in time, and that you may start to become I don't know, in alignment with this idea that your soul has existed more than just in this lifetime, and that there is some dynamic energy that is bringing together some idea around the origin or your understanding of these various experiences that you may have experienced up into this very moment in time, that will now give you information to support you in this life, and to allow you to flow gracefully through this navigation. Past life stuff. I don't know if you believe in that. I don't know if I believe in that. I think that, I mean, I do believe that yes, that there's been more than just this lifetime. But I mean, yes, there's been many. There's been a lot of things that we've carried through lifetimes, and now is the time to really use that information as a tool. Use it as a tool so that you can keep aligning yourself with the source frequency, so you can keep aligning and awakening to what is available, what is pulling for your best and highest good. Like bringing these things together, knowing that you don't have to allow the past to dictate the future, and that we are all, in this experience as a universal, as a universal connection of energy that really can be dynamically harmonized if we can really take what we have learned and use it powerfully and awaken. It's like waking up in ways that you haven't ever really before. I'm like, I get confused with time and space now. I'm like, what? Every day. When I left the Joe Dispenza event, he said, once you start to see stuff, you can't unsee it. So I was talking about that yesterday. Like once you have sort of an awakening, once you after I was in my car accident that changed the trajectory of my life, I started to see things about like reality, and I started to really understand like purpose. And once you start to see things, you can't unsee them. Once your brain evolves to a certain point, it can't regress. You can't, unless you completely shut yourself down and go hide in a cave. You can't really stop your brain from evolving. You can't unsee stuff once you see it. I mean, you can dial it back if you don't want to, if you're not ready to take that on. But at the same time, it's there now. It doesn't go away. It doesn't stop. So now I'm like I'm confused about time and space because I'm like, what is going on? Anyways, let's see. I hope this is resonating for somebody. We're going deep. World. Yep. Cosmos. We're going deep into the cosmos. Quickly. We're going down that rabbit hole with a vengeance, because we have been working hard to see it. Yes. Now we are walking our path successfully toward abundance, but there's some burdens we're carrying around with us. What are these burdens? All right. There's an opportunity to really learn how to get really anchored into our heart and really allow for the brain and heart coherence to be in the harmony, in the frequency of what is going to really pull for us what it is that we really want to manifest for ourselves. Okay, so we can get caught up in wondering why things are the way they are, how they ended up being the way they are. You can be confused, but that's kind of not the most empowering space to be. When you're really clear and when you feel really clear and coherent in your energy, you don't even have to question your confusion. It doesn't even exist. And by really, getting really honest and integral in the frequency of what is for your best and highest good, and no longer focusing on things that have caused you strife, things that have been really difficult for you to be with, anger, frustration, resentment, things that have been that have come to you in a way that has been intense. By really taking the time to just quiet the noise around all the energy that was in your space, and just really seeing how that has really kept you down and small, gives you the clarity that you need to learn how to really come into your full, beautiful, blooming self. Really grounded and beautiful and feminine energy. It's like when the masculine, when that really intense yang energy overpowers that feminine energy in you, and it can feel intense. You can feel like you're constantly in a battle, but this is like really seeing things really clearly now and learning how to really be in the harmony of that really coherent, softer frequency. That you don't have to worry about carrying a heavy load around anymore. You can put down those burdens. about anything, about the past, about relationships, about things that didn't come together that you wanted to come together, things that you should be thankful things didn't come together and the universe stepped in and did you a favor. If there were things that you wanted that you couldn't see were burdensome, but the universe saw that you weren't aligning in your frequency, so the energy shifted and whoop, voila, problem solved. So you're just really coming into balance. You're really coming into balance and creating some stability for yourself that's going to really manifest some good, tangible abundance. So that's awesome. In this full moon energy, it's going to be really important that you continue to focus on self-care, on continuing to nurture your energy, yourself, take good care of yourself, continue to manifest wellness, continue to vibrate in a frequency that really takes good care of yourself, okay? And being really clear about what it means. You know, what inspires you? And really seeing how you need to really create the space for some self-care so that information can come to you. Let's see here. There's been some conflicting messages that have maybe interfered in your ability to hold space for yourself. You may have, been conflicted about which way do you go, what message do you listen to, which direction do you go in. I know that has been something that, I've been doing this rebrand on my business. I've been focusing on that. I'm really deep in it now. Like, I'm going through these exercises and I'm looking back at all this old material, and I've been seeing some things that I started working on years ago, and I'm like revisiting old content, and I'm like looking at how there were so many conflicting things, like, oh, I can go do this or I can go do that. It's like, should I go do this? And I wasn't thinking clearly, and I was out here trying to look for the answers to what I should be doing, and I was taking on too much external information, which was clouding me up, which was keeping me from really hearing what it is that I really am in tuned with, what I am really fated and destined and in love with doing. I love cooking. I love food. I love feeding people. I had a storefront pastry sandwich shop for a decade, and I've been cooking for 20 years, and it's the one thing that I love doing more than just about anything else. Do I want to have a storefront? Heck no. I will never, unless I retire. The only time you should ever have a storefront selling food is when you retire. Make a note of that. If you were thinking about having a coffee shop or any sort of pizza shop, a sandwich shop, a cookie shop, a hot dog stand, anything, don't do it until you retire, okay? Here's where I'm going with this. When I was flushing through this branding information that I was trying to get some traction around rebranding these things, these statements, there were so many different messages that I was listening to that I wasn't actually holding the space for myself. So the Five of Wands is like, really, it's Saturn in Leo. It's like big. It's just a lot. It's a mess. It's a noisy, conflicting mess. Over here. It's like your idea. You're just like fighting off all these different energies that are coming at you, and they're like coming in hot, and you're like, well, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. But they're like, and you get dizzy and mixed up in that, and you cannot hear yourself. So then the Seven of Wands is about holding the space for the illumination. It's creating the boundary for yourself so you can hear yourself. The Wheel of Fortune, so you can hear what is your destiny. Page of Cups, what is your heart's desire? This is beautiful. I love this. I've just been loving this energy lately, you guys. Could just be because I'm loving life. Although, when things are challenging, my bicycle broke, and that made me really sad. I didn't realize it until I was pedaling down the block, and then it was like getting damaged, and I was like, no. So that was a tough one. That was a tough situation to not lose my cool on, and the dog was in the basket, and the basket almost fell off, and gosh darn it, if he wouldn't have been strapped in, that would have been a little disaster for my little bugger bears. You okay, mister? Otherwise, we are cool as cucumbers over here. Everything is delightful. Everything is beautiful and amazing, and I love everything about my life, and I love all the people in it, and I'm just like anchored in love. So when you're anchored in that space, when the shit goes sideways, you can handle it. When shit went sideways in my life, even a year ago, even, you know, when things would go sideways, it was a much bigger, intense experience than now. It's like when you can really align yourself in the frequency of pulling for, like being in the frequency of your higher self, even if that hasn't completely manifested, just being in the okay of the unfolding of it, it's just fun. It's just fun. Your life becomes way more fun, okay? So, there you have it. See what the animals have to say for today. Watch your words. That came out yesterday. Transformation is beautiful. So did that. What is going on here? Be playful. Yes. There's something about communication here. There's something that you need to be mindful about with your communication, so that it doesn't get misunderstood or misinterpreted. There's something that you need to be mindful about things that you say. The parrot. You don't want this to, there's something here that you got to be mindful about who you speak to and what you say, all right? So be mindful of that. There's something transformatively happening in your reality right now, and it could be just who you communicate with and how you communicate. So really just have fun with it. Have fun. Enjoy the ride. Yeah. Have fun. Just be in the moment. Be in the here and now. And just enjoy everything about it. You know, my girlfriend came over here. She said, I've known this woman for 20 years, over 20 years. She's one of the closest people to me. And we've known each other for a huge part of our lives. And, you know, when we can honor each other and say, look at how far you've come. Look at how far you've come. It's just so powerful to see how, and, you know, just how you can just be really in the moment and enjoy the moment and just talk about things and have known that there's so much history and so much love in that experience of, you know, just enjoying the opportunities that you get to have in the most simplest forms, you know, going for walks, having coffee, being with my dog. You know, he was so happy to see her, and he's a maniac, and she was gracious about it. And it's just like, enjoy your life, you guys, and just in every moment, and be really playful. Make sure you're creating the space to enjoy what you need to be doing. You know, sing, play music, dance around your house, go for bike rides, walk, go to the neighborhood park, do what you gotta do. Just ride the wave, sit back, enjoy the ride, listen to good music, be with people that you love, people that feed your soul. All right, that's what I got for you today. Hope there was a message in this reading for you. Either way, wish you all on the journey. I'll catch y'all later.